You know what's crazy? And you've probably heard of this before, but nobody genuinely cares about you as a man until nobody cares about you as a man until you show competency, until you show some level of value. That's the reality of the game, right? Because yes, people say men are born with no value, right? I said that before as well, but I'll rephrase this. The only people who have inherent value are children, women, and pets. Those are the three those are the three entities that will be welcomed by the world with open arms regardless of whether they've generated tangible value in the world or not. When you become a man, from a child, a boy to a man, you start to realize that nobody cares about you. Nobody. Maybe your mom does, right? Which is great, but that's it. You don't have anybody who's checking to see if you're okay, right? Until they start seeing you do things in the world, until they start seeing you progress, until they start seeing you actually provide value in the world, nobody genuinely cares whether you're breathing or not. This is why a lot of men commit, they commit suicide, they lose themselves, they get into this depression hole, and because they don't realize that I need to find a way to create value. I need to master something. I need to show competence in an area. And it doesn't matter what it is. That's the craziest part about it. There are people who show competency in things that you might not even think are valuable, but people value them because of what they're providing in the world, even if it's minuscule. So you have to start learning that until you start to build yourself and create value for other people and become competent in some area of life. I don't care if it's fitness. I don't care if it's knitting. I don't care if it's music. I don't care what it is. Find something to do very well in and excel in and showcase that to people. There's no way that I'm actually telling you that, oh, it's all about what people think about you. No, it's what you think about yourself and how you perceive yourself and how you think you're being perceived in the world. It's all about when you need assistance and you need someone to call, who can you call? Typically, it's the people who you've provided value with and for in the past that will reach out a lending hand. It's people who see you as somebody who's valuable in this world as a man. Those are the people who are going to lend you a hand, right? No woman's going to care about you. I don't care if it's your wife. I don't care if it's, besides maybe your mom, right? Your wife, your friend, no woman in this world is going to care about you until you show a level of competence. Maybe it's competency in making money, right? Maybe it's competency in your ability to protect. Maybe it's competency in your intellectual pursuits, right? Maybe it's just competency in something extremely small, something. Maybe you know how to fix cars. You need to show that you can do something in this world, because this world is not a kind place for men, unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time. Because when people don't care about you and you finally realize that, you will do everything in your power to become the best version of yourself for you, not for other people, but for you, because you know that you're now in this lonely island and you have nobody to call, nobody to lay a shoulder. And again, I'm not preaching this, you have to be hard and it's all about you and you're a lone wolf. Life is not about being a lone wolf. Life is about having a support system as you're moving forward in your mission, right? It's not about being a lone wolf. A lot of the Sigma male guys and masculinity guys are all about lone wolf and everything. No, you got to have brothers around you. You got to have a woman next to you. You got to have family. You have to have children. You have to have people around you that you can take care of, that you have the competency to be able to take care of, right? And to be able to get that, you need to find something that you're actually skilled in, because what's going to happen is when you actually master that skill, you'll then make more money, which is another branch of competency, right? And before that, go to the gym. That's the one thing you can do. If you have nothing at all right now, you're at zero, you have no money, you have no aspect of what a skill should be. Go to the gym and learn how to build your own body. And then teach other people how you build your own body. I'm literally giving you a blueprint on how to become competent if you're at absolute zero, right? This is something that you can learn. You can learn how to build your body. You can learn the physical side of things, right? Then you go into intellectual pursuits. This is what I did. Before I learned anything, before I was intellectually competent, I was building my body. I was in athletics. I was using what I have. Use what you have. As a man, you're born with some level of talent in some area, And it's your job to find what that is and dominate it and show the competency in that. Because people will start to care about you, whether you care, whether they care or not. They will start to care about you. You will start to get what you want when you build the competency. But until you reach the point where you understand that you're not worth anything right now, until you prove your worth to society and to yourself, specifically to yourself, because that's the other thing, right? Self-hate and not actually loving who you are. Most of us, we're on this earth, and because we felt this kind of like feeling that nobody cares, we start to not care about ourselves. And that's the worst thing you can do. You're the only person that you have in these stages where you're trying to build the value, right? So you need to start caring about yourself. And the way that you do that is by actually courageously going to attempt to learn and maximize on a certain level of competence, on something that you can be competent in. That's the only way that you'll start to respect yourself. Nobody respects themselves when they're not doing anything. No man, I'll say this, no man respects himself when he's sitting around and doing nothing. Right? So you have to do this. You have to be able to get to a level where you understand that life is a game. And in this game, you may have started off at a certain level because you were a child and you were a boy and you were adorable and everybody loved you for your innocence. But once you get to becoming a man, that's where everything drops back down to zero and you have to build your way back up. But here's what you're really going to like. All right. This is what you're going to like. Once you build the level of competence, life is going to get sweet. Life is going to get real good. You're going to start being valuable in the world. The world will reward you for your competency. Your bank account will thank you for the skills that you chose to learn, for the domain that you chose to master. You don't need to master what domain other people are doing. Find your own domain. Maybe you're an author. Maybe you're an impressive writer. Dominate that space. Maybe you're an impressive speaker. You know how to innately communicate, but you need a little bit more skills. Dominate the internet. Dominate conversations that you have in real life, right? Start to learn human nature. Start to learn how to project yourself. Again, if you're interested in becoming a top 1% communicator and dominating YouTube, links in the description, one-on-one coaching with me, or one-on-one, group coaching, really. It's group coaching. It's a group of guys who are wanting to do the same thing as you, and you can learn how to dominate YouTube, make some money on YouTube through your communication skills. It's that simple, right? So tap in, links in the description. But back to regular scheduled programming. You need to develop a level of competence. And once you develop that level of competence, go find something else to conquer. Go find another thing to learn. Keep learning. Life is about long-term learning. It's about constantly iterating and learning more and learning more and learning more. And the more that you learn, the more competent you'll be, the more money you'll make, the more respect you'll get, and the more you'll be able to weave in and out of social circles because you know a lot of things. You can be in an intellectual space and dominate it because you've learned different things. I've taken the time to learn history. I've taken I've taken the time to learn finances. I've taken the time to learn startups at a time, right? Understanding valuations, understanding equity, understanding enterprise value, understanding all of these things. I've taken the time to do it. All right. I was from the projects. I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. But here I am now. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to say that if I could do it, you could do it. If I could be an incompetent man and turn myself from an incompetent man that didn't really understand the world, that didn't really have a skill set that he knew, to being who I am now, you can obviously do the same thing, if not 10 times better. Right? And it doesn't matter when you start, but you have to start. You have to start. All right? So I hope this was a wake-up call for you. But share this with a friend who feels like nobody cares, who's down and out, needs help. Tap in with me if you want to be able to elevate your competence, to show the world that you're really good at what you do. Start to make more money being you. Links in the description. Top 1% communicator and dominate YouTube. It's the best vertical to do this right now. It's the best platform. If you don't, cool too. But I'm offering it for people. All right. So again, I appreciate you. Conquer the world, conquer your life, conquer your competency. And I'll catch you on the next video.